Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Thursday. It is March 15th, 2012. I'm looking at NASDAQ today, longer term picture. This is a 1 year, 3-month chart, I believe. Each one of these candlesticks represents a single week. Somebody mentioned that the longer term weekly chart was still looking pretty strong in the markets, and even though yesterday I had mentioned that I would actually take profits and walk away from the market trading, so I want to kind of shine some light on some of the items that I'm seeing on the longer term weekly chart. So this one is the NASDAQ, and the main thing I want to bring to your attention is whenever you are looking for an overbought condition, there is no such thing. There's nothing better than the RSI for that particular signal, especially on the longer term charts. Whenever the RSI is running up there at the 70 line or above it, it's telling you that it is in overbought territory typically. I say typically because there are variations to that, but more times than not, you're going to see an overbought condition in the RSI at 70 or higher, and that's going to precede a peak in the market. You can see that we had one back here, and you come up a little while longer, and then she falls off. Then we have one here a little while longer, and she falls off. This just marks a major resistance area, okay? So that's what we had going on back then. We've seen this before, and I've talked about this before. Now we're seeing it get up to here again. We're at 69.12. I remember yesterday I said I would take profits and walk away from the long positions, but I didn't start shorting. I'm not going to do that just yet, even though it looks really tempting. I'm going to wait for the RSI on the longer term chart here to get up there at the 70 line or higher, preferably higher. But we're right there. We're at the door of that happening. So I'm don't want to be caught on long position when this thing turns. So that's my logic there, even though I know she's moving to the upside on the longer term weekly charts. And she's had a pretty good run here. Now, something else you need to think about whenever you look at this chart, and I've talked about this before, is how I was able to call the flash crash before it happened. How come I wasn't there in the middle of it when that situation happened? Back here you had resistance, right? We talked about why you were seeing resistance there. You got this resistance line, but then you broke through it. And whenever you break through resistance, something else happens. Resistance tends to turn into support in most cases. So when you break out of resistance, you can do a couple of different things. One of those items, you can broke up here and then consolidate it, forming a base, which would have been really bullish for any breakout from that point on. But she didn't do that. Let me clean that up. What she did instead was she broke out of that resistance line and just kept going higher. Here's a resistance, which draw it out here. Okay, you have the breakout candlestick here. Could have drawn a little bit higher, but still would have been the same candlestick. And she doesn't consolidate here, which we talked about back in this time frame. I started to get a little bit looking for a pull back here, but it didn't happen. She started to move higher, and I said she wasn't going to consolidate on this point. And because of that, that last little sell-off we had, I was able to buy it, knowing she's not going to consolidate. She's just going to keep pushing higher. In short, the main thing to know here is that you're not missing anything. When you trade in this long position like we did, looking for a test of this previous high like we did, you get this move here, you can take your profits like we did. You're not missing anything on this move here. The reason being is when she gets to the point of being overbought, what she's going to do is turn around and pull back down where? To support. Well, previous resistance will now act as support. So you'll get an opportunity down here to be a buyer. So why buy up here? That don't make no sense to me, right? That's what I'm looking at for the market on the NASDAQ right now. Just something I want to bring to your attention and show you, okay? Now you know. I'll see you all tomorrow. If you've not been to our free website at PerfectStockAlert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. God bless. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.